All right, let's take you inside that room and find out more about what happened. Richard Miles is from Julia Rudd's camp, and Anthony Byrne from Kevin Rudd's camp. Did I say Julia Rudd? Julia Gillard. It's just, you know what?
Worry about you.
6 hours. Okay, need more coffee. Goodness me, guys. I want to ask you, Richard, to you first. I mean, what was it like? How tense was it in that room? Was it pretty much a lay-down misere from the very first moment?
Well, look, I think it was very respectful. What we were seeing were two class acts giving a good performance in what was a situation where I think people were pretty clear about what the result was going to be. But there was an absolute message about the fact that we need to move forward, that this has got to be the moment where we put all the division behind us. And without going into the detail of what everyone said, I don't think Kevin Rudd would mind me saying this, that the point that he made is that he called for people to unite behind Julia Gillard, and I think that is the message that we now need to take forward.
Anthony, did you... I know what your answer is going to be, but I have to ask it anyhow. Did you feel any bitterness after the vote from the two camps? Nope. Because the vitriol in this leadership battle has been extraordinary.
Yeah, I don't think it was helpful. I don't think it was helpful to the Labor Party and to the country, but it's finished. And the great thing about it is I've got a very good friend of mine, Richard Miles, who's with me, and I think hopefully we can show others the way. The ballot itself was conducted in a spirit of mutual respect. The rancour that we've seen, both people have called for an end for, particularly Kevin, and further that if this continues, or if it did continue, that Kevin is going to be in Julia's corner. He was that definitive. And so we've drawn a line under this. I think we've had enough of discussing about ourselves.
No revenge?
No, it's time to talk about the country. I think everyone's seen enough of the internal operations and views of the Labor Party. They want us to go back to doing what we do very well, which is talking about the future of the country.
But for the last few days, it's come down to every time we introduce somebody or mention a particular politician's name, we begin with Team Gillard or Team Rudd. How are you suddenly tomorrow morning going to wake up and you're all Team Gillard? Richard?
Well, look, I think the thing is, all of us have been doing politics for a long time. What we are, first and foremost, is Team Labor. And to be sure, and the whole country's now seen it, we know how to have a good fight. We do also know how to kiss, to make up and to move on. And that's what today is all about. All of us have been in a situation where we've had a stoush in the Labor Party and we've been in the minority and lost, but we know what we need to do at that point, and that's to back in who's won. And likewise, all of us have been in the situation of being in a stoush and won, and we know what the right thing to do there is, and that's to reach out. And, you know, what Anthony said before is absolutely right. He and I have been mates for years and years. There are genuine friendships across the caucus. We do have different views on issues. That doesn't mean we can't unite at the end of the day, and I think you'll see that we will.
But with the way the polls are at the moment, if they continue and there's no change, you'll be decimated at the next election.
But the fact is that we are elected to make a decision on behalf of the Australian people if you want, but then as part of the parliamentary processes, caucus members have a right to exercise their choice, and they did. And we have to respect even people on other sides. The fact of the matter is that I'm very happy about the fact that I cast my vote, but as far as I'm concerned, the matter is finished. And I'll work with Richard, I'll work with the Labor Party, I'll work with our Prime Minister to ensure that we can have the best possible opportunity to defeat Abbott at the next election.
Kevin Rudd will never get your vote again.
I don't think there's going to be a situation where that's going to occur. I think it's done and dusted, it's finished.
Okay.
Well, on that lovely warm note,
I know you have to
let
dash.
you go. Yeah, you guys have got to be inside for 12 o'clock, so you've got 2 minutes to bolt across the frontier. Thanks very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Time will tell, I guess, from here on in.
What a day, what a week it has been. An extraordinary piece of Australian political history, but the outcome is been pretty defined, 71 to 31. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, they're the numbers. So both